You've got a dog hair, like right there.
Oh my God, you saved me. The only new hair. What?
Look at my chin. I'm broken.
I looked at your chin once.
Twice.
3 times a lady.
Was there something you were going to say?
No, this is your show.
Is that flashing?
No.
Hello, Andrew.
Good evening, Doctor.
How are you?
Back in the closet.
As we are. So, anything new going on?
No.
Nothing new.
No, nothing's happened.
Alrighty, so I guess it's my question. I was trying to think of something else to say, but I've got nothing. So we may as well.
We're crushing this intro.
Yeah.
Like, I think you go all the way back to like, you don't cut anything out, starting from when you almost dropped the laptop. And then you pick dog hair off my face.
I could do that.
And then I made a song about your chin.
I could do that.
God.
I'll probably cut it out though.
You do you.
So question of the day. We're what? 2 weeks into summer?
Are we? I don't know when summer starts. Like, that's legit. Yes.
Well, since most people's children are out, I think it's been
2 weeks.
2 weeks or so.
Okay.
Just over 2 weeks, maybe. I don't know, something like that. Anyway, yeah, this was just a good time for people to evaluate how summer's going. Just one of those things that we've talked about before, you know, like this is going to be the best summer ever. This is going to be the best weekend ever. And then it slips by us and we're like, where did it go? So I think my question is just how do we make the best as a family and for our kids for the rest of the summer that we've got still existing?
Well, I think you need to start summer off by forcing your children out of the country and into a rental car that you drive 5,000 kilometers in a month, and then ensure that there's zero personal alone time. Like, just keep everybody together always. And that's going to start your summer off great.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I think...
But our girls are like best of friends now.
Yeah, you know what? There is a significant difference in them hanging with each other and actually not punching each other. Although there was a lot of punching, but they said they were playing.
And scratching. The scratch scars that they have, like nails dug into their arms, but they were playing.
It was the dumbest game I've ever seen.
I know.
And I think part of me thinks it's a long play for them. Like, they're setting us up for child services and we're like idiots sitting there watch them. They're like, oh, they get along real great.
Well, I say this because already I see it happening because I'm always like that. It's gonna be the best thing ever. But Willow got some not great news last week, I think it was, and was quite upset and devastated for quite a while. And I promised her for today, hey, kiddo, for today, I'll take you swimming. So in a week, I'm going to take you swimming. And then she was excited, and that's what she was looking forward to. And then today came. And I did have a couple meetings this morning. That was fine. The pool didn't open till noon. But then noon rolled around. I was writing an article and she came in and said, Mom, like, I don't know if I want to go swimming. I'm just happy doing my thing. I'm like, okay, cool. Let me know. Like, the pool's open till 9, so we can go anytime. Just know that Mommy and Daddy have got to film their podcast tonight, so we can't leave it too late. And then it was, I don't know if I want to. I just knew it wasn't going to happen anyway. It didn't. We didn't go swimming. And I gave her lots of opportunities. I don't feel too terribly guilty because it really was her humming and hawing. But then I do feel bad. And now the day's gone and I don't know when I'm going to be able to take her swimming. So I think that's kind of what prompted this, in that the days are going to slip by. So what do we focus on and how do we make the best of it? And it's so saddening for her to think, oh, I just expected it wouldn't work out anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. I mean, I can't speak for other families, because when I see other families, I go, oh man, those guys, they're adults with kids and they've got it figured out. And
What does that mean?
they do taxes on time and stuff. Like, no, it's we as a unit. And I noticed this a ton on our recent Lampoon's vacation, but we get into this weird passive, not aggressive, but this passive non-decision making loop where no one wants to make a decision, but everybody knows what the outcome's ultimately going to be. But everybody's kind of hot potatoing not being the person that kills the idea, and then the idea dies just because nobody makes a decision. And we do it on everything. We do it on everything. Today is just a recent example, but that's exactly it. Like, and we've talked about this in other podcasts. We're going to go for a hike, but then you don't think that anybody wants to go for a hike, so you don't push the issue. And we're saying, let's go for a hike, and one person's kind of not into it, so then it dies, right? Or we don't make a solid plan for the weekend, and the weekend's over, and we're back to work, right? It's no different. There is no perfect, awesome, best summer ever. But this summer for us especially is really weird because we did take off. We never travel out of country
since COVID.
No, at this time of year.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Like, we typically have 2 trips a year, and then the summer's at the cabin. That's our deal. And it works. It works really well. It's not going to work very much longer because Maya's going to start being in city more and working and whatever else. But we'll still likely have long chunks of time at the cabin, and just she and I'll do the commute. This year, no one seems to be committing to what the next phase is. There's talk of the island. There's talk of not the island. There's talk of Fairmont. There's talk of not Fairmont. There's talk of who wants to do what. I'll go with you, and I want to put the boat's not in the water. It's July 18th. At best, we are going to have the boat in the water for 6 weeks this year. At best. That means the boat, without running it, is costing us $100 a week to sit there when you take into account the service and everything else to get it ready to go, and it's not doing anything. It's kind of a side thought that I had, but it's literally just sitting there. So we have to make a decision of, am I pulling the boat home and we're just calling it a summer, or are we going? But we just have to do it. Our family operates better when we act. Our family operates better when we just simply go. It's so funny because we do it in the vacations. Like, we'll get up and not have a plan, and by the end of the day, we've gone off and done 8 hours of exploring and this and that, and it's great. But we don't do it at home. We don't apply the same "let's just go and see what happens" mentality. And I think that's ultimately what we need to do. There's too many what ifs and coulds, and I don't know if I want to, and what about that, when literally it just needs to be, look, I'm going to be here on this date, and if I have to come back to the city a couple times, fine, but otherwise this is where I'm going to be, and then we just go do it. Mm-hmm. Right? But no one's...
Well, I think this is where brainstorming a bunch of ideas can be helpful, and helpful for other families too, to figure out. And maybe other families already have ideas of what, some are super planny and organized, and they're like, okay, Monday we're doing this and Tuesday we're doing this. Structure and routine is still going to be really important. I actually did a little ebook for how to structure your summer, just making sure we don't hit summer regression. So it's the summer slide in academics. We do see a drop in reading and math and writing and all those things. So the ebook will help with all of that. But one of the things that I do talk about is routines and structure are still important. Still going to bed at the same time, waking up. I know it's a little bit harder. Maybe you tweak it a little bit, consistent meal times, things like that. But with the fun stuff, maybe it's just thinking off the top of my head, maybe we just brainstorm a bunch of ideas. But
tattoos. So I'll go get tattoos.
It could be Monday we do this, Tuesday we do this. It could be like that. It could be everybody picks a day. Mom's Monday, dad's Saturday, kids pick a day during the week, right? And it's their day to plan whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then we do whatever it is that they want to do within limitations. Maybe that's my idea.
And I think that's a much better way of saying what I was rambling towards, which is we're out of our routine this summer.
Mm-hmm.
And we've yet to put a flag on the ground of what the routine is going to be. And I mean that at a macro, right? If we're staying in the city, we need to make that. And I'm not saying we are. I'm just saying. But if we were to say, you know what? Forget it. It's too late. We're just going to spend the summer in the city. Okay. What does that routine look like then? Right. And to your point, because at the cabin, we have that routine. And it's not one we really need to establish because it's already established, right? Meal times are the same, afternoons are the same. It's what are we doing that day? It's always one thing that needs to be done that day, which is either go cliff jumping or go for a hike, or are we going to take the boat out, or that's your event of the day. But the rest of the day, the girls self-regulate and self-routine, right? And you do as well. I'm going to work for a little bit, and then do you guys want to go for a walk? I'm going to work for a little bit, then you guys want to read. And it is about routines. And I think that's what I was getting at and I just wasn't, I was fumbling my way towards it. It's exactly that. We don't have a routine, and the summer is quickly slipping away. So I think the brainstorming is a good idea, but I think the first thing for us, this isn't going to be for everybody, is what's our frame? Where are we going to be? Because that's going to dictate what our brainstorming looks like, right? We're not going to brainstorm going to the zoo if we're in, the middle of the mountains.
Well, and that's why I think having this conversation, and that's why I thought, just prompting this conversation for other families to think about too, and having that. So I guess, how would you love to see the rest of the summer go? And maybe it's not every day, but are there things that you, just to be like, yeah, that was a good summer, just to kind of put the icing on it that you would like to see happen?
Yeah. I mean, my summers are a split between the city and the lake. And that to me is a nice summer. Like when I can go out and I can spend the 4 or so days at the cabin, kind of working and hanging with you guys. And then I get to come home and I still get to do things like, sneak out for a twilight round on a Wednesday night before I come back to the cabin or whatever it is. That's kind of all I want, right? Because it's a good mix for me, because I get a bit of my time to myself, but I also get time with you guys in a place that is not the house, right? Is not everybody's in their own room doing their own thing. So that's really all I want is that time where, we're in the boat, or we're taking the dogs for a walk, or we're exploring the area around the cabin. That's all I really want, right? If we don't do it, and again, I'm not saying this is on the table, but if for some reason we were to say, no, we're not going, that's not a fun summer then. And I would almost look back at our trip as a bit of a regret, because it threw everything out of whack. That, I want my cake and I want to eat it too. I love the fact that we went for a vacation for the first time in years, but I don't want to do it at the expense of what is going to be one of our last years together as a family full time over the summer, right? Like, Maya's not coming next year.
Who are you kidding? Maya's going to be with us forever.
She's going to get a job.
And a boyfriend.
She's got to pay for a car. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, she counted down on the vacation. It's only 6 months until I'm 16 and I'm going to have my car. And she's not wrong. It's a definite possibility.
I think she's still going to come, and she's going to get a job at Fort Steele out by the cabin.
Maybe. But you know what I mean? The possibility is she gets a job in town that she can't leave, or she really likes, or she doesn't want to leave her friends, or whatever. Right. And our time with her is going to be limited, which is immediately going to affect Willow, because Willow's not going to want to be there as much if Maya's not going to be there, right? Unless she's got a friend there. Blah, 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 blah. So to me, to answer your question, I want to maximize the amount of time that we're out there as a unit, but still get a bit of me being an idiot, going golfing with the boys and doing whatever, right? Yeah. That's it.
And so I think, having that conversation and balancing, okay, when is this going to happen? Because this is going to be odd for me too. I've got several students over the summer, so I want to be at the clinic. Normally I can just do everything virtually, but I want to be in person.
Well, you got staff now.
And I haven't already been there, for the beginning to welcome them into the clinic. So I want to do that. And I have to work still anyways. So even at the cabin, I'm still working. Well, every day I still work before everybody wakes up, but then I have full days.
Would you say that every day you're hustling?
Every day I'm hustling.
Yeah, is that what you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. Even this trip, I wanted to take a day off, but I just haven't because everybody sleeps so long. I may as well get some work in. But anyway, so I know I'll be coming back into town more to be doing virtual. But yeah, I think for me, I do need to be clear about what it is that I want to do, because I want to do a proper hike, not just a walk down the street. I want to do a proper hike. I want to do paddle boarding. I want to go to the cliff jumping lake. No, I won't jump, but I will swim across the lake. There's a few things I definitely want to do. So I think it's just a matter of outlining what that is and creating a plan. Yes. And I think we have to have this conversation, obviously, with the girls as well, right?
Yeah, because their input's invaluable.
When they have ideas. But you're right, they are so passive. It's okay, whatever. It doesn't matter. Never mind.
Yeah. And we all do. I mean, we all kind of fall into that. But I think for us as a unit, the most critical piece is, making a plan. And if the plan has to change, that's the other thing, is if the plan has to change because it's a thunderstorm and you had an outdoor activity planned, it doesn't abolish the item. It means you got to swap it for something that's indoor.
Totally.
And we have an all or nothing approach.
Yeah.
We've developed this really weird, I guess we can't go outdoors ever because it rained today. And we never revisit it, right? We may really want to go and do it, but
I know we still haven't done my Mother's Day hike.
I know.
How many months ago was that? A couple months ago.
I know. But it is, I think you're absolutely right. Like, I think it does come down to, because we have a limited amount of time before we're back for school and all the other stuff in the fall. Yeah, we've got to really map out what does the next month and a half look like. Yeah. And it starts with, what does this weekend look like?
Yeah.
In the following week.
Well, and even swimming, that's my first thing. Because we didn't do today, I'm going to do it, even though I've got a long day Wednesday. Even if it's at 8:00 at night, I'm going to take her swimming.
She's going to have fun, even if it kills her. No, but I think you're right. I think for me, part of the other thing as well that I think is going to be important for us is we need to get better at being okay doing the stuff that we don't necessarily want to do, even though someone else wants to do it. Right? Like, I'll roll with pretty much anything. Yeah. But by doing so, I never really say what I want to do. Right? Which is in itself a bad habit. But I also do it because I don't ever want it to be perceived that I don't want to do what you're doing. Like, I don't love hiking. It's not my thing, but I know it's your thing. So I'll go do it, right? Am I passionate about it? Nah, but I never dislike it when I'm out there, right? I like being out in nature. I like wandering around. I like spending time with you. Like, those are enough reasons for me that, I'll go do it. But if I was to wake up and you're like, what do you want to do today? The first words out of my mouth aren't going to be hiking, right? But the flip side of it is, if you asked me, what do you want to do today? And I said, I want us to go golfing. What would your response be? You'd be like,
yeah, let's go. I would. I don't mind golfing. Again, I'm not passionate, but I like going. I couldn't do an 18 hole.
No. We'll do 9. But it's those sort of things. And maybe that's not the best example, but it is being more willing to do the things the rest want to do, as opposed to the one or two things that we can all just agree on. Because I think we get limited into these 2 or 3 things and you get bored with them.
Well, one of the things that I have families do is I have them do Venn diagrams, but you could start by doing, like, you creating a list of all the things that you love doing. And then we find the overlap between those, so if we all put swimming on our list, let's say, okay, that's one that we highlight, that it's a family thing that we all love doing. So maybe starting with those things, because I know it can become a chore, right? When we're doing something that we hate all the time. I mean, there is balance though. If it's once in a while, that's totally fine. But let's try to focus on those things that we all love doing. That way we can go into it in a positive mindset and engaging and looking forward to it versus, okay, let's go, kiddo. Yay.
Yeah.
And inside you're just dying a little bit. So
yeah. And I think part of our issue as well is we've raised book nerds. So their default is always going to be find a book, find a chair.
And that's what Willow said. I'm just going to go cuddle on the nesting chair. But within 5 minutes of us sitting there reading, what's wrong? Nothing. We can go swimming. No, it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, do you want to play a game? We did end up playing a game. So we did fill our time and we did spend the day together. That was the focus, really, was to spend the day together. And we did.
But it wasn't what she wanted to do. And not that you, you know what I mean? But that's it, right? Like that's the passive piece. It's more passive aggressive.
And I think in that sense, maybe I should have been more direct and said, no, we're going to go swimming.
Yeah.
That was the plan. We should have done that. Right. And I think that's a default we go into as well, because I usually be, okay, well, you let me know. I'm just going to keep working on my article until you come and tell me.
And I'll do the same thing. Fine. I'll go off and I've got tons of stuff I can do. I'll go wander off and do whatever.
But then I think what we need to, especially if we know, like today I knew was a mommy daughter day. And it was sad for her. Like, it's 2 now, Mom, and we haven't really done anything together. I'm like, yeah, I know, because you were doing your thing. You said you're happy doing your thing. I know, but now it's 2. And I'm like, we can do our thing all the way to bedtime, baby. Yeah. So anyway, I think sometimes we have to step in and be like, no, this is what we're doing.
So you're saying we need to be the adults.
Yeah, maybe that's what we need to try doing once in a while.
No, it's not for me. It's not an activity I enjoy.
But
I would rather go hiking than be an adult.
I don't know how to be an adult. They have manuals.
Hey, we just made it through like 6 countries without a major incident.
True.
The biggest hiccup was our own stupid country.
So going back to the beginning, you said the adults, parents, you look at some families who are adults with their kids in the summer, and you did throw in taxes. So I get that that's an adult thing. I understand that idea of taxes. But what were the other things that you were talking about as family?
There's so many.
Or parents as adults.
There's so many people that I talk. A lot of parents. A lot of parents. The only parents I really talk to are ring-out parents, because that's really only our social circle. But before the end of the season, what are you guys doing for the summer? And they had it mapped out. Oh, we leave on this date, we do this, then we go to this, we do this, we do this, and then we go to camp, and then we all the way through to September. Everybody goes, what are you guys doing? We're disappearing for a month and then probably the lake. Right? But legit, they had day-to-day, week-to-week breakdowns of what they were going to do. Well, we're going to do this, and then we go here, and we do this, we do. And I guarantee they are the same people that have a clean garage with 2 cars in it and a lawn that's mowed regularly.
2 cars in a garage? What? Is that
strange
a thing?
Concept?
Is that a thing?
It is. Now, to be fair,
we've never even had 1 car in a garage.
See, that's uncalled for, because I literally just pulled your car out this morning.
For the first time in like 5 years.
Not true at all.
When we first moved into the house, we could fit a car, and then within a week, for 5 years.
We currently have your car and 2 motorcycles in our garage.
Barely.
And a guy wants to give me a 3rd motorcycle. That's another podcast topic. Anywho, yeah, these people have their lives completely mapped out. Like, these are the same people that know when things are happening at their kids' schools, I bet. That's what I mean by adulting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't know. If she doesn't tell me, I don't know where to find this information. I know the information exists because other parents know it. And they look judgingly at me.
So is that a good thing? I don't know. Maybe that's something to think about for your family. Is it a good thing that you're scheduled like that? I don't know if I could ever know how to do that.
I think there's a balance.
I saw something about day camps today. I'm like, oh, day camps. But then I realized it's probably way too late to even consider
day camps. Are like, that's a January activity registered for it. But I think that again speaks. That's a great question, actually, is how much is too much forward thinking. Like, Because here's the one thing I have noticed about our kids is it was brutally apparent on our trip. They wait for us to do everything.
Yes.
There is zero initiative in them to make a decision, to do anything, to help in any way. It was unbelievable. And to me, it's like, okay, that's an issue, unrelated to recreational stuff. But when you take a step back and you look at both of them, it's the same thing. They are waiting for us to decide what we're doing and how we're going to spend our time. And if we're going to force them to make a decision about how we're spending our time, we damn well better follow through on it. And I think that's the only way we're going to change their perception of, it's fine, we can do it later, or don't worry about it, I'll go do my thing.
Well, I think the only saving grace was the things that I had sort of pre-booked and planned out, because otherwise, if I hadn't had a time, we wouldn't have done anything.
No, totally. Totally. But I think, you know, as I'm sitting here rambling, it's all the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They don't put a stake in the ground and fight to do things that they want to do, which tells me we don't follow through on that stuff enough for them to believe it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So we have to prioritize that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to make them take more ownership of what it is they want to do and actually say it. Because, for example, on the vacation, this was Maya's trip. She had to plan out everything. There was decisions made, but there was never a plan put in place. Mm-hmm. All of the planning on how we were going to get there, where we're going to stay, what's the time frame we're going to be there, fell to you and I, right?
To be fair, though, she did send lots of Airbnbs. We just
totally, but there was never any structure. Like, that's maybe not the best example, but even on the day of we're going to the Berliner, there was no ownership of that being her decision, right? As we're stressing to get there on the worst transit system in the world, they just were chill. Like, they had, I mean, maybe that's a bonus. They had zero stress about the situation because they had zero ownership about the situation.
I did talk to them after. They were stressed, but because we were stressed, they just wanted to stay calm and quiet.
Oh, well, that's good that they were the adults. Yep. So again, that's super revealing.
We were stressed because we took the wrong train that took us half hour out, and we were going to lose the tickets, and they weren't going to. So it was a big.
And Berlin.
And the only reason we went to Berlin in the first place was for the stupid tour.
And I talked to people today, and they all agree that Berlin is the worst transit system. It was awful.
Confusing.
Yeah. Anyways, so I think that's, yes, to recap, we need to be better at planning ahead. I don't think we need to plan our entire lives ahead, but we need to section it out a little bit better.
The important things, prioritize.
Yeah. And then we need to stick to it.
Yeah.
And so as far as the rest of this summer goes, to make it the greatest summer ever, I think we start with family tattoos before you guys hit the coast. I don't see why you're laughing. I think that's a great idea. But then, I think we sit down, we figure out, starting this weekend, who wants to do what and where, and then stick to it.
What family tattoo? What do we get?
I think all of us get love and hate written on our... No. I think I'm going to get another one. I think I know what it is.
What is it?
It's the symbol question. That's why I was asking the symbol question.
What symbol question?
What would you, if you were to pick a symbol for yourself, what would it be? And why?
What did I say? Did I answer that?
Woman, we had like a half an hour conversation about this, all four of us.
What did I say?
I don't know. What did you say? I'm curious to hear what you come up with now.
If I was a symbol?
Yeah, if you were to pick one symbol to represent yourself.
And what do you mean by symbol?
A shape or
a letter or
something to represent you. I'll tell you what I'm thinking right now. Big old fat question mark because you got no fucking clue.
Dream symbol. Or inspire.
No. Definitively in your heart, if you looked in the mirror and said, this symbol / shape represents me, it is?
Curious George.
No, that's not a symbol.
Could he be a symbol?
Yeah, of hope and dreams and inspiration. Let that sarcasm sit in the room for a bit. It doesn't need to be anything too. Like for me, the original exercise in my head was if I was to pick a geometric shape to represent each of us, what would it be?
Yeah.
Right? Pickle expanded it out beyond that.
Star, I said.
There it is.
I said star.
Yeah, and you said multi-tipped colored star.
Okay.
Mine was a square.
Yeah. Why?
Pretty solid, pretty standard.
Boring.
No surprises. Yeah, boring.
Vanilla.
Yeah, I mean, okay, keep heating it up.
Okay, now that you said shape, but this wasn't the discussion for a tattoo.
I didn't tell you guys it was for a tattoo. I didn't. Okay. I just posed the question.
But even symbol, shape.
Okay, so let's go back to the beginning.
Curious George.
That's not a shape. If you were to pick a shape,
okay, that represented shape a star, but that's not the symbol I would choose if I was a symbol.
So what would the symbol be?
Dream.
The dream symbol.
Yep.
Okay. What would you pick for the kids? What would their shapes be?
I don't know.
Chicken. You know they're gonna listen to this.
Yeah. Yeah. Pickle would be a sun. And Maya, I actually think a question mark for her.
Maybe yeah, she loves
question mark or a little magnifying glass or something. Or a ghost emoji of some sort.
Like Pac-Man ghost?
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be funny.
Exactly. Anyway, okay, so way off topic. So I just wanted to have this as a conversation opener for you guys to evaluate. How's your summer going so far? What do you need to do to make sure it's on track to at the end of summer when kids are going back to school, you can look back and be like, yeah, this was a pretty good summer. What is it that you want to do? See, experience, have whatever that is for you. And what about for your kids? And as a family, have that conversation, just make the best out of it.
Yeah.
And if you want, you can check out, I'll send the link to the ebook if you don't already have it, just around ideas of structuring the summer and making it a positive experience.
And if you're curious about the route we took through Europe to see just what I mean about lack of planning, feel free to reach out. I'll draw them out.
It's a crazy 8. We did not plan.
What?
And so we drove 40 hours, all zigzaggy across Europe.
Yeah.
Anywho.
All right.
Good day.
Good day.